what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be reviewing Wonder Man. Wonder Man is about a struggling actor by the name of Simon who feels like he gets his big break once he finds out that they're recreating his favorite childhood movie, Wonder Man. It's gonna be a spoiler review. After sitting with Wonder Man for a little while, I have to say that I still don't know how I feel about it. It was a good show. It was by no means a bad show. It was a good show. It was well written. It was entertaining. I do like that they released it all in one night. I feel like that definitely helped it in my opinion. But for Marvel, I'm kind of underwhelmed. I expected way more. Now, not saying I know a lot about Wonder Man. I knew nothing about Wonder Man going into this. Even now, I still don't know anything about Wonder Man. But for the context of the show, I understand Simon is an actor. He doesn't want to be a superhero. He doesn't even want to have his powers. So I do like the character struggles of him wanting to be an actor, struggling to be an actor, losing everything. And on top of that, he's having powers in a world like the MCU. I do love that. And Trevor, they did justice to his character, in my opinion, because in Shang-Chi, he was such a useless throwaway character, and I hated that. But in this show, he was a G. He was a real one. I love what they did with his character. But with that being said, when it comes to these Disney Plus MCU shows, a majority of them are bad. But in my opinion, it's solely because these shows do nothing for the MCU. Like Wonder Man, it did nothing for the MCU, and I expected it to. They did play with something, but which is what the DODC hunting down people that they believe have powers. That's good. In my opinion, that could set up the X-Men. You know what I mean? It could set up the world of the mutants, have Magneto hate the DODC for hunting people with powers. But the way that was set up made me feel like it's just gonna be another throwaway art. Like, for example, the Miss Marvel TV show. That ended with Kamala's friend saying that there was a mutation in her genes, suggesting that Kamala Khan is a mutant. That went nowhere. That's what I mean. It's like they set things up for it not to go anywhere. And I really feel like that's what they're gonna do with this whole DODC thing, hunting down people with powers. And even when Simon goes to break out Trevor from the prison that he's in, number one, it makes absolutely no sense that Trevor is in that prison because they specifically said that that prison is for people with powers. Trevor has absolutely no power. So why is he in that prison? Number one. Number two, there's a scene of Simon walking to his cell and we see two people, but they're in the background and they're blurry. In my opinion, that should have been an Easter egg for something. Just like in the Christ on Infinite Earth CW crossover thing, when they went to Arkham Asylum looking for Dr. John Deegan, they were walking through the cells and we seen like nameplates and little Easter eggs of the villains that were in there. I'm pretty sure we seen like the Penguin and we seen Riddler, etc. They should have did something like that to show what kind of people are put in this prison, who's already there, who's in the MCU. They should have did something like that, and that would have set up the MCU like a little bit better. But instead, what they do with these shows, well, majority of the shows, like WandaVision or Loki or some other ones, they use it as world building, I guess. They use it to introduce new characters into the MCU so they can use them later instead of building the world and setting things up. And when it comes to Dustin Daniel Cretton, I believe his name is, he's also doing Spider-Man Brave New World. I thought that Wonder Man would make me more excited for Spider-Man Brand New Day. It didn't. I mean, I'm definitely gonna watch it, but I don't think that it made me more excited. And Wonder Man, unfortunately, is another show, just like She-Hulk, where if we never see Simon again, or if we never see Jen again, I don't care because these shows weren't good enough for me to really want to see them again. If we get a Wonder Man season 2, great. I'll check it out, but I'm not excited for it, nor am I biting my nails waiting for it. Now, the writing in the show was fantastic. I was definitely entertained. There was some certain scenes, like, for example, when the DODC first went to Trevor to tell him that they want him to spy on Simon, and all they told him was that he was an actor. I understand Trevor is a very, very passionate actor, but Trevor snapped into it like that. Like they told him, oh, we're gonna set up a fake audition. And he's like, oh no, he's gonna fall for that. This is what you have to do. And he's not even like asking, like, okay, why do you want me to watch him? Who is this guy? He just immediately snapped into it. And I felt like that was very, very poor writing. And I did even find Simon to be somewhat relatable. Like, obviously, I'm not an aspiring actor, but I do this content creation thing. And I'm hoping that someday this does go somewhere. But I do get people that, would judge me for trying to make something of my life where they're doing nothing. So like with Simon and his brother, people constantly looking down on Simon, thinking that he's going nowhere with his life. That hit home. I really, really did like that. Now, like I said, to the context of the show, I understand that Simon doesn't want to be a superhero. He doesn't even want to have his power, so I wasn't expecting a big CGI battle at the end of the show or whatever. But I feel like with the whole DODC thing hunting down the mutants and well, not mutants, like people with powers. I'm low-key thinking that Simon is a mutant because his power sort of just manifested one day. Nothing really happened to him for him to get his powers. Like Doorman, there was like a black hole that he touched or something, and then he ended up getting his powers. So he's not a mutant. There's something that happened to him that gave him his powers, like Spider-Man. Spider-Man's not a mutant. So I'm thinking that Simon is a mutant and the DODC is hunting mutant. If that was set up and like 10 times better, this show definitely would have been ranked higher for me. But even like talking about it and reviewing it now, I'm low-key starting to think that this is a pretty pointless show. Like you introduced a character that doesn't even want to be a superhero, that's just an inspiring actor. Like what value does he have to this world of the MCU? Now this show in some way, shape, or form was a love letter to Hollywood, to actors, to filmmakers. I understand that, but again, it's Marvel. You know what I mean? Like I feel like every project that they put out needs to, in some way, shape, or form, set up their world, set up a future storyline, things of that nature. But yeah, that was my review of the show Wonder Man. Let me know what you guys thought of Wonder Man down in the comments below. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And until then, I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye, guys.